So, ladies, just to explain, I'm in my kitchen, and so I have you on a split screen, okay? So when it comes up later, you'll see the two of us on the split screen, but I'm using my phone, so we just don't see that at the moment. Okay. Anyway, Pauline, I'll start off by just saying, first of all, I think you're one of the most remarkable women on the island of Ireland.
You need to say no more. That's it. Into
You're done. You're done. So, Chiara, I'm sure you well know that, Chiara, because absolutely remarkable. And the most brilliant artist. No. The most prolific artist. I mean, the amount of stuff that you produce is incredible. And the style of it is absolutely magnificent. And I'm going to stop talking now because we don't have that long, because I want you to talk, Pauline. But if I could just get you to go back for me to when you went off to 40 years ago, when you decided to go off with Holly and Poppy, your two daughters. And I don't think I'm saying anything that you haven't said yourself. You left your husband and you went off to Bora Bora, which of course then was the most exotic location.
Yes, it wasn't exactly Bora Bora. It was an island away from Bora Bora. We went to the Tahitian Islands first, and then we went to the Cook Islands and stayed in the Cook Islands for a year, which was amazing, because I would recommend it, because you get to know the local people. It's not just a holiday. So we really lived with the local people. It was marvellous. Pat the Southern Health Board didn't want Pat to not continue his psychiatry for a year. They wanted to keep him. He gave in too easily to them, I thought, and he stayed at Ireland. So yeah, that's what happened.
So you decided to up sticks and go anyway, and go native in the South Pacific.
Exactly. I said, well, in that case, I'll go. And they said, oh, please, Mummy, can we come too? And I said, yes, you can. But you've got your two boyfriends at home. And they said, oh, they're all right. And sure enough, they were all right.
And you literally lived like in I don't mean a native lifestyle, but you literally lived in,
yes,
in the middle of nature in the South Pacific.
Yes, we cooked our food underground. In other words, you dig a hole, you line it with volcanic rocks, and you lay your food down, your fish or whatever, wrapped in banana leaves, and it cooks throughout the night in this hot hole in the ground, sitting on volcanic rock. So we learned how to do all that, and the taste and the flavour was wonderful.
So you had no mobile phones, so you weren't communicating with home. There was nothing like that. You were very remote. So when you came back, Pauline, how was your own relationship when you came back? How did it survive that?
Well, things are never easy in life. It's, just doesn't go absolutely smoothly. It was difficult for Pat and I to get back together again, because we both had affairs, which was very quick and fabulous. It was life, fantastic, but no more of that. Pat and I should say, slowly got used to being back together. It wasn't immediate at all.
Yes.
Yeah, things aren't easy, but if you expect them to be, I think they get more difficult. So.
Yes, I was actually at a wedding with you about 5 years ago, and a celebrity in Ireland had just had an affair, and the marriage had split up, and you were we were all talking about it, and you were with your pearls of wisdom absolutely saying what a shame it was that they had split up. They were such a lovely couple, and you were saying it's an awful shame that people can't work through something like that and try and piece it back together.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad Chiara's with me, my granddaughter, because she has a boyfriend. He's here, they're madly in love, and they have no worries about splitting up for a year. He's going to study on the Canary Islands for a year, and they'll be separate,
Yes.
What did you say about that?
We have a lot of trust in each other, and what happens, it doesn't really matter. I trust him, he trusts me, and if something goes wrong, it's life. It's just how it is.
You'll work it out.
Yes.
You'll work it out.
Definitely.
And, well, it's wise advice, there's no doubt, because instead of us wrecking a whole family and a marriage, if you can do it, I suppose it's the best thing to do overall. You know. And Pauline, tell me this, life in Kerry then. So you're painting in a remote cottage in Glen Bay, in the most magnificent part, one of the most magnificent parts of the world, I'd say.
Yeah,
What's your life like in Glen Bay?
Oh, I love it. It is completely cut off really from the whole of the world, if one wants to be. On the other hand, I can fly up to Dublin or train up to Dublin quite easily from here. Yes, I'm in the valley. There are about four other houses in the valley, very good friends with them all, and surrounded by mountains and lake. Daughter Poppy and Connor, her husband, and her two boys live in the field above me, and they kayak. Yes, they have a kayak, and they kayak around Cara Lake, and you know, Chiara goes kayaking with them. It's just such a ideal life, but it's extraordinary that this virus has hit the whole of the world really, and how we're now confined to our house. You know, we can't mix. We can mix because we've been together for ages. You know, if it's transmitted to each other, we've had it ages ago, weeks and weeks ago. So this household, which consists of Chiara, me, and her boyfriend, we can sit close to each other. I can't go near my daughter because she's been near Connor, etc., etc. She's been near Connor, who's been near people at work. So
and Pauline, you to me are like you're like Mother Nature. I always think of you when I think of Mother Nature. And because you're so tuned, your art is so magnificent and it's so wrapped up in nature. What do you feel that the world is out of kilter with nature? Do you feel that that's where this has come from? Can you advise us on what we should be doing better?
I'm so absolutely delighted you said those words, Debbie, because I've just discovered it has a name. It's called grounding or earthing. And if you walk on the earth in your bare feet or sit on it for an hour at least, you get the electricity from the world, you get the energy from the world. Now, this sounds a bit high-flown, but it's actually been proven that the human being develops, it cures pain, etc., etc. In the 1950s, plastic was invented, and that was put on the bottom of shoes, which cuts you off from the world's energy, the earth's energy. So if people want to know more about it, look up earthing or grounding. And the man is, yes, I think the man is called Clinton. Wait, now is it Clinton? Kennedy. So the name is one of the American presidents. Anyway, yes. Anyway, if they look up earthing or grounding.
It's not Trump anyway.
Oh, that's for sure.
Okay, I'll certainly do that. And Pauline, it's hard to believe that you are going to be 85 this year. You look fabulous.
Thank you. So do you.
Are you vegetarian, Pauline?
I am. And
you are.
With Chiara is, I am very health food conscious. And Chiara, I'm so happy they're both here because she's been cooking, or not cooking, cutting up the most amazing salads, just gorgeous mixtures from the garden and from,
It's fabulous that you're there, Chiara, at this time, really. It's fantastic. Pauline, I just want to say, before we finish, I just want to say that, to thank you for all you've done for our own children all over the world, because every year when I reached out to you and asked you for something for our children, when we were having a ball back in the day, you always, our cyclone couriers sent somebody off down to Glen Bay, and they came back always with the most beautiful piece of art from you. And in turn we sold it, and in turn we used the money for art for our children. So you've affected children right across the world.
Oh, It's lovely. I think it used to be a perception that art was pretty useless by some people, but in fact, I think it isn't. I've had it proven to me that it isn't. In that case that you've just mentioned, and also the fact that it does bring interest and happiness to people, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, girls, it's fabulous to talk to you. You both look fabulous and happy down there. I'm jealous of you living in a cottage in Grandad. I'm totally jealous. We're locked up in the city here.
Well, when the lockup is out, we'll meet again. Come down.
Thank you very much, girls. Good luck and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.